I have this table where I see the total revenue for each item. These values come from a measure which is a simple sum function. Now I'm going to add another measure which will display the total revenue. This new measure is not getting impacted by the row context. And this measure helps me calculate the percentage contribution to. So how did I do that? I did that using the all function. But now if I filter on the region, then the contribution is based on total sales and not just the sales for that region. But if I add two more measures, then these show me the sales for the selected region and the contribution of each product for that region. You can do these using the function ALLEXCEPT. Let's understand how to use all and ALLEXCEPT. A quick look at the data model. We have the usual dimension tables, categories, product, salesperson, and regions. And then we have the fact table as sales data. I have this very simple measure already created for revenue, and I have added the products and this measure in the table visualization. Now I want to see the total sales next to each row along with the contribution percentage for that product in total sales. Let's first create a measure that will display the total sales for each row. Measures tend to automatically take the row context and display the values relevant to the row. That is what is happening with the measures revenue. We now need to create a measure that will not filter based on the row context. For that, we will use the all filter. All returns all the rows in a table or the values in a column, ignoring any filters that might have been applied. Let's write the measure revenue all. Calculate. Let's use the existing measure revenue. And now use the all filter on the sales data table. If I add this measure to the existing table visual, then we can see the value of total sales against each row. I'm going to create another measure, contribution percentage. Divide. I will divide the measure revenue with revenue all. If I bring this to the table, we get the percentage contribution of each product to the total sales. So this is the use of the all filter. Now, as I use this filter on regions, the revenue values filter and so do the contribution percentage values, but not the revenue all values. Therefore, you see the all filter working. But as we filter on a region, the values that are shown are for contribution of that product to the total sales. What if we want to see the contribution of that product to the total sales for the region on which the data is filtered? In such cases, we will use ALLEXCEPT. Let's see how. I'm going to create another measure, revenue all except region. Calculate. I will use the existing measure revenue, and this time the filter will be all except. The table that we will provide is sales data, and the column will be the region column in the regions table. I will also write another measure, regional contribution percentage. Divide. revenue measure for the numerator and revenue all except region for the denominator. Let me add these to the table visual. And now as I filter, you will see that the revenue all except region measure contains the sales for the region, and the regional contribution percentage contains the percentage contribution of the product as per the regions that were filtered, which means that all except removes all context filters in the table except filters that have been applied to the specified columns. So that's the difference between all and all except. I'm hoping that with this example, it is clear for you on how and when to use both. That's it for this video. I hope you found this helpful. And if you'd like to learn more about Excel and Power BI, consider subscribing our channel, Analytics Success. Thanks for watching.